You're under arrest. Folks like you think you own the road. This is injustice on tape.
The handcuffs snapped closed with a sharp, unforgiving click. You're under arrest for resisting an officer. Officer Harlan Reed barked, his voice laced with a smug edge that echoed across the quiet rest stop parking lot off I-80 in northern Ohio. Judge Elias Grant felt the cold metal bite into his wrists, but he didn't flinch. Beside Reed, his partner, Officer Kendra Mills, keyed her radio. Dispatch, we have a suspicious African-American male in custody here at the rest area near Sandusky. Possible stolen vehicle. Elias's mind raced, but his face remained a mask of composure. The words suspicious African-American male hung in the air like a loaded accusation, broadcast for all to hear. What the officers couldn't know was that every syllable was being captured by a high-tech FBI wire concealed under his tailored Navy suit. Agent Hayes, you reading this? Elias murmured under his breath, so softly it could have been a sigh. The tiny earpiece buzzed faintly. Loud and clear, Your Honor. We've got federal civil rights violations on tape already. Reed yanked Elias's arm, propelling him toward the patrol car. Folks like you think you can park wherever you damn well please. Driving rides way out of your league. The slur in his tone struck the recording device like a hammer blow. In a nondescript van parked a quarter-mile away among the semis, Agent Lydia Hayes leaned forward, her team exchanging grim nods. This was gold irrefutable proof of the bias they'd been chasing. Elias kept his cool as Reed slammed the door, sealing him in the back seat. He knew something these cops didn't. In less than an hour, this botched stop would unravel their lives and shine a spotlight on the rot eating away at law enforcement in Ohio State Patrol District 4. But to grasp how a respected federal judge ended up bait in an FBI trap, we have to rewind 6 months to a secure meeting room in the FBI's Cleveland field office. 6 months earlier, on a rainy spring afternoon, Judge Elias Grant sat across from Special Agent Lydia Hayes in a windowless conference room buried in the heart of the federal building. Hayes pushed a thick dossier across the polished oak table. Your Honor, this isn't going to be easy to stomach, she said, her tone professional but edged with urgency. We've been piecing together a case against Ohio State Patrol District 4 for entrenched civil rights abuses. Elias flipped open the file, his 2 decades on the bench having steeled him against grim realities. Yet the contents hit hard. Stacks of ignored complaints, grainy dashcam videos, and buried reports of racial targeting that had festered unchecked. 4 federal judges have vetted this material, Hayes went on. All concur District 4 is functioning like a rogue outfit shielded by badges. The numbers were brutal. Black drivers were stopped at a rate 750% higher than white ones in the same zones. Unjustified searches plagued 68% of encounters with motorists of color. Worst of all, supervisors had actively quashed complaints, burying them in bureaucratic limbo. Judge Grant, Hayes leaned in. We need you on this. Your spotless record as a federal judge makes you the ideal undercover asset. Elias scanned the room. FBI brass, prosecutors, civil rights specialists all eyes on him. The gravity pressed down like a storm cloud. Spell it out for me, he said evenly. We're a federal wire. Drive through District 4's hot spots. Let them pull you over. Hayes outlined the plan. His poise, legal expertise, and authority would yield courtroom-proof evidence. Elias shut the folder, visions flashing of the countless young black men who'd appeared before him, their lives derailed by routine stops that spiraled into nightmares. If they ID me mid-op, he asked. Won't happen, Hayes assured. The wire's cutting edge, invisible. Teams will tail you close. Elias gazed at the Cleveland skyline through the blinds, thinking of his wife, Rebecca, a high school history teacher, and their son heading off to college. The community he'd served faithfully for years. How long in the works? 18 months prep, 4 of surveillance. We've pinpointed the bad apples, their routes, their MO. Silence blanketed the room as Elias pondered. Risking his safety for the greater good, potentially sparing hundreds from the same poison that had gone unaddressed too long. Judge Grant, Hayes added gently. This could be the biggest civil rights probe in Ohio's history. Your involvement might reshape policing across the Great Lakes region. Elias adjusted his cufflinks to tell for those who knew him that a verdict was in. Let's get started. The operation unfolded over 6 meticulous months. Tech training, Protocol drills, composure under fire. Nothing fully braced him for that crisp fall morning at the rest stop 50 miles east of Toledo, where two officers would seal their fates. October 22nd dawned chilly and bright over northeast Ohio. Elias Grant lingered in his closet, choosing a navy wool suit, crisp white shirt, subtle ivory detail crafted to scream affluent professional. Beneath it all, the FBI wire, no bigger than a dime, ready to snag every word within 25 feet. Test 1, 2, he whispered, nodding his tie. Morning, Your Honor. Agent Hayes. Systems green. Downstairs, Rebecca poured coffee, sensing his tension after 28 years together. Rough day ahead? She asked, stirring her mug. Important meetings, he replied, truthful in a roundabout way. She taught at Frederick Douglass High, and their evenings often delved into the inequities plaguing their Cleveland neighborhood. She grasped racial profiling in abstract terms, oblivious to her husband's role in dismantling it. Be safe, she said, pecking his cheek. Elias slid into his sleek black Cadillac sedan, a 3-year staple without drama. Today, it was prop and platform for the sting. At 9:52 a.m., Hayes texted, "Positions set. Proceed." The I-80 rest stop was prime turf, FBI data showing District 4's penchant for hassling well-heeled black drivers. Elias parked, flipping open a briefcase of dummy briefs. The surveillance van lurked as a utility truck 300 yards off. Agents scanned channels, primed for trouble. Your Honor, patrol car inbound from west. 2 minutes out. Elias's heart ticked up, but training held. Stay natural, let them initiate. 2 officers. Harlan Reed, 9 years in, 17 buried complaints. Kendra Mills, for years, backs Reed's hardline plays. In his mirror, Elias watched the cruiser prowl, eyes fixing on his caddy and its driver. Incoming, Hayes confirmed. Op shadow wire live. The lights flared red and blue against the fall foliage. Elias breathed deep, tapped the wire, and steeled for history. Officer Harlan Reed swaggered from the cruiser, 9 years of impunity fueling his bravado. Unbeknownst to him, his opening lines would headline federal exhibits. Elias sat statue still, hands on the wheel as Reed rapped the window hard. Window down, Elias met his gaze. Morning, officer. How can I assist? Reed's reply became evidence item 1. What are you doing here? No infraction cited, just raw suspicion rooted in skin tone and a nice car. Elias had role-played this. Reality's bite was sharper than entitlement, the erasure of rights, all feeding the wire. I'm reviewing files for a Columbus appointment, Elias said steadily. Mills circled to the passenger side, hand on holster despite zero threat. Both in range, Hayes whispered. Flawless capture. ID, Reed snapped. Elias narrated his reach. Wallet from inner pocket. Reed snatched the license, barely scanning before tossing to Mills. No database, check just phishing. Your car. Reed pressed. Yes. Registration in glove box, if needed. Reed backed up, hand on gun. Out of the vehicle. Hayes's voice crackled. No cause. Violation logged. Elias complied, deliberate. Hands on the roof, Mills ordered. Reed prowled. Fancy wheels for your type, he sneered, the bias dripping. Elias stayed mute, letting the tape roll. From where? Reed grilled. Cleveland suburbs. Cleveland? Drug Central. Know about that. Baseless, inflammatory perfect for prosecutors. Elias. No, sir. Reed peered inside. Briefcase contents. Work papers. Work? Like what? I'm a lawyer, Elias said, close enough. Reed's bark of laughter. Sure, and I'm the governor. The dismissal of a black professional's creds nailed on tape. Reed's arrogance peaked as he faced Elias. Bet you're hauling from Cleveland to Toledo. Suit, car dealer vibe. Elias held firm. Mills fidgeted, complicit by silence. Pockets empty, Reed commanded. Officer suspected crime? Elias asked coolly. Reed flushed. Questioning me? Your kind always mouths off. Your kind boom on the wire. Hayes, racial slur equivalent. Charges stacking. Elias complied. Reed rifled his phone illegally. No consent, Elias stated. Consent? You don't call shots. He mocked contacts. Drug buddies? Mills, Harlan, plates clean already. Run again for similars stolen regionally. Fabrication in real time. Hayes, Conspiracy confirmed. Reed loomed. Last night, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Home with wife. Wife? Name: Rebecca Grant. Job: teacher. Reed scoffed. At some urban school, right? You folks love that martyr bit. The venom would stun juries. Mills: Harlan, maybe ease up. He's shady. Smell it. Elias endured, knowing his pain fueled reform. Hayes: heroic, Your Honor. This saves lives. Reed gripped his arm. Cuff time. Downtown for questions. Leaning in. Real world now, boy. The slur sealed Itkara rending audio gold. At the Sandusky precinct, routine hum masked the unfolding drama. Elias sat cuffed, wires still hot, marking every slip. Hayes: vitals steady. Reed paraded. Nabbed this dealer type at the stop. Flashy car, lippy. Detective Paul Jenkins glanced up. Charge: resisting, theft suspicion, trafficking maybe. Drugs found. Probing. Jenkins, an FBI cooperator for months. Since the op Mills at booking. Sergeant Lopez, process 1. Sergeant Maria Lopez, 16 years in, eyed Elias's poise. Details: Reed says suspicious, car matches alert. Lopez frowned. No alerts today. Mills squirmed. Wire caught inconsistencies. Reed pushed. Hurry it. Sell him. Lopez scanned report. Thin, Harlan. No evidence. Don't backseat my work. Lopez ran the name, familiarity nagging. Clean, Reed lied. Hayes: ID reveal imminent. Lopez typed, Elias Grant. Screen loaded federal judge, 20-plus years, presidential appointee, flagged in classified probe. Her face blanched. Holy. She stared at Elias, then Reed boasting. The precinct shifted from buzz to crisis. Lopez pulled Jenkins, disaster level. Reed: what's the delay? Office. Now. Lopez spun the screen. Reed's cockiness crumbled to terror. Mistake. Rerun. 3 times. Real. Reed replayed the morning slurs, searches, all against a wired judge. Hayes: revelation phase. Reed: release quiet. No paper. See the Fed note? You're done. Recorded? How? Wire: Harlan. Everything. Reed slumped. Kendra too. Through glass, Elias sat serene, murmuring to handlers. We apologize, cooperate, Lopez said grimly. Damage irreversible, justice inbound. By 4:15 p.m., the bystander video hit 900,000 views. A trucker filmed the cuffing. Black judge busted for nothing? The 52-second clip exploded. Reed's aggression, Elias's calm, slurs audible. From YouTube to Instagram, justice for Judge Grant trended. Cleveland plain dealer ID'd Elias, exposing the FBI sting on District 4 bias. National outlets pounced. CBS Evening News led with it. NPR interviewed rights experts. Senator Sherrod Brown, a judge wired by FBI, treated like a thug. This is America's shame. LeBron James tweeted, federal judge, still profiled. How many without clout suffer daily? Governor Mike DeWine vowed transparency. Mills issued a statement. I failed to stop violations. Full cooperation ahead. Viral remorse versus Reed's bunker mode. FBI froze his assets. International press, CNN International, The Guardian. Tips flooded Hayes' team on District 4 abuses. Elias, debriefing at HQ, hoped for change, for the unprotected. 72 hours post-arrest, FBI raided Reed's home. Indictments: rights deprivation, conspiracy, obstruction, false statements, 10-25 years each, life possible. Mills cooperated, lighter charges. U.S. Attorney Mark Chun, accountability era begins. Reed's defense floundered, legit stop. Experts scoffed, no entrapment. Administrative fallout, both fired, District 4 review launched. Consent decree loomed. In Cleveland federal court, marshals ringed the building. Elias observed from gallery, suit the same. Judge Carla Ruiz presided, ethics barring Elias. Defendants face grave breaches. Chun played wire. Reed's, you're kind, boy. Fabrications. Gasps rippled. Defense objected, overruled. Mills pled guilty, 15 months, barred from policing, rights education service. Reed's trial loomed, conviction assured. Justice Department decreed 5-year oversight. $52 million reforms bias training quarterly, auto-activate cams, federal monitors. Ohio University birthed Elias Grant Center for Fair Policing, $12 million from philanthropist Warren Buffett. Elias directed, Prevent Repeats. Congress floated grant bill. Funded agencies must train, oversee bias. Tech giants pledged. Amazon $20 million for AI bias detection. Ford for community programs. Unions grappled. Whistleblowers protected. Complaints plunged 72% early. 6 months on, Elias addressed 142 cadets at Ohio Police Academy, first under reforms. Sun filtered in, Mills front row, now trainer. 6 months ago, I faced a badge wrongly, Elias began. Cadets, diverse 32% women, 25% black hung on every word. Officers saw black man, nice car assumed criminal. Destroyed them. He urged, power to heal or harm. Choose right. Diversity stats reflected change. Embrace tools. Cams protect you. Training sharpens judgment. Moral call. Serve all equally. Ovation thundered. Elias mentored post-ceremony, reflecting, one stop sparked nationwide shift. His ordeal proved systems could mend, rights upheld. What do you think about the themes of violence and injustice in everyday life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Take a stand. Voice your perspective. Your stories and opinions could spark even more change.